me again. I didn't think this through, but I'm gonna try to explain to you, I guess, the easiest way for you to change the code so that you can move the people around and like save the answers. At least kind of the way the logic should work for the code, and then you guys can figure out the syntax and stuff. So first thing, let's go look at it. Let's take a look at it together, I guess, because I don't remember. There's going to be certain spots where I defined the location of paddlers. So this is one of them, right here, and this is the other spot. So the self-weight, you guys can leave it like that if you want. For the Okay, first off, the location only affects the moment equation. So the summation of first and y doesn't matter for the location of the paddlers. Now, the self-weight of the boat, I put acting in the middle. So I think this boat's a bit longer, so you guys can change that location. And then the paddlers, I put them at this location if they're 2, and at this location if they're 4, these locations. So I guess you guys can start, maybe you can keep these ones like this and only work on the low case with 4 people, because that's going to be the critical case. I don't even know why we do this one. The way I kind of picture it is you have 2 loops inside each other. Let's get my little drawing board here. Well, first off, let's look at this right here. Okay. Looks like the boat. Nice boat. And we have the 4 paddlers. So let me just explain kind of what I wanted from the email I wrote this morning on the train. So we have 4 paddlers, and we set the location, and we calculate the bending moment, and we get something like this. Actually, this has color. It's not that good. Okay. Let's say the bending looks something like this. Okay, cool. But now let's say, I don't know, this guy slipped or something, and he's chilling back here now, in the back of the boat. And this guy's not here anymore. Well, your bending moment's going to change. Since the back is more in, this will probably be less, but you might kind of get like a more critical condition in the back here. Let's do a third one just for comparison. Let's say everybody went and they're fooling around. God, I sound like a stupid YouTube girl. Everybody was chilling in the front. Well, now your bending moment's gonna be pretty critical in the front here like this. I'm exaggerating. So what I mean by moment envelope is that the boat should be able to you design the boat not for one case or the other case, but the critical summation of all the cases. So what I would want to design for is purple here. Is let's say we had these curves. Well, our moment envelope would look like this. It would be, for this case, it would be following the green line. Then here, it would come over here. So it's like the combination of all the critical loading cases. That'd be like a really cool thing to have in the report, so we can show like maybe a couple plots of like the different cases we had, and then our design envelope, which is over here. So now, how are we going to go about doing that? Because obviously you can start going crazy and moving every single point 1 millimeter. I wonder if you guys hear that. It's my phone vibrating. I don't know if the mic picks that up. But anyways, like I said, so we have the 4 cases, and you're going to start moving it maybe every little millimeter, but that's going to take forever. So what I propose for you guys to do is, since we have 20 stations, I would take the boat, divide by 20, and then that would be 20 possible locations for a paddler. All the way here. So that would be where you can put the paddlers, and then let's see what you would do. And then you'd have, I guess the first case be the 4 paddlers like this. So pretty much you change the code so here you would set these to, instead of having variables, instead of set numbers, you change these to variables. So like Paddler 1, Paddler 2, Paddler 3, Paddler 4 location. And then you'd have a loop here, and you could just change the location of the paddlers iteratively in the loop, so then you don't have to play around with this. I think it's also important down here somewhere. Let me take my mouse instead. If you ever wonder how I make all these nice drawings, is I have a little pen and a little keyboard thing that I draw with. Anyways, no, don't touch that one. I think there's another spot on the boat where I use some distances. Maybe not. That's wait, that's the resistance moment of the profiles. Okay, so it won't be that complicated actually. Okay, so yeah. So it'll be position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4. And then you guys kind of have to work the loop in to get all the possible conditions, or as many as you can think of. So kind of what I was thinking is you can treat this as a group of paddlers, because like I don't think, to be reasonable and to save you guys time, because 20 things with 4 different people, well, it's a lot of combinations to try, and the code's not that fast, so I mean it'll take a while. But what I'm proposing, I guess, is that you guys can create like a group of paddlers here. So they probably, if you divide the boat in 20, they're not going to be sitting that close to each other. But but maybe like you keep the group at set intervals. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No. Let's say you set them at 2 intervals apart. And maybe this is a boy, and that's a girl, and that's a boy, and that's a girl. Then so you would set that as the first condition loop, the first iteration loop, and then you would just move everybody to the next one. So +1 on like the stations. So like then the boy would be here and the girl would be here, the other boy would be here and the boy would be here. I don't think we have to do any loading cases where like we have 3 people here and 1 in the back. I mean, I don't think that'll ever happen in the boat. But if you guys are feeling ambitious, maybe you can do that. But maybe just start with this. So you take these 4 groups. So you have one loop that just defines the order here, and then you have a second loop inside that loop that kind of takes these and then pushes them back all the way to here. And then when that loop's finished, you come back and change this order. So maybe now this will become, I don't know, boy, girl, and you rerun the second loop that pushes the grouping downwards, and then you change this. So here, how many combinations do you have? You got boy, girl, boy, 2 boys in the middle, 2 girls on the outside, the opposite, and then alternating, and then the opposite alternation. So that's, I don't know, maybe it's 6 combinations to do, and then that would be the loop. Now, the second thing we need to talk about, try that, and if that's, I don't think that'll be too hard. I think the hardest part will be taking this, getting the loop figured out to take these and just move them across the stations. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Like I said, if you ever have questions, you know, just ask me. I don't bite. Wow, this verse is so small. How do you make this bigger? Oh, that didn't work. We'll just do this. Okay. So the second thing is how to store for the plotting. Let's go back to MATLAB here. So the moment stuff is plotted. Look, my phone's vibrating again. This plots the shear force diagram, and this plots the bending moment. Ah, there, that's the problem. See, the plot for the bending moment diagram has these distances in it there too. I knew I had put it somewhere. So when you guys change your variables up there, up here, we set the first person, second person, third person, fourth person. You have to change them down here. Wait, let me check this because I didn't just code this generally. 0.38. Okay, I see what I did. I made one for each case number. That's pretty stupid of me. Because that's not the easiest way of doing it. The easiest way of doing it would have been, what I'm proposing now is you have a general variable and then it changes. See, sometimes everybody makes mistakes. So anyways, you take these, switch this around to make this more general, or at least just case number 4, make it general to the locations, and case numbers 2, 3, and 1, leave them how they are. Make these general. Now, this is going to plot your solution, which is bending moment I. Bending moment I is the bending moment at each of the stations in the boat. So, if I go back to Pang here, if I had my beam, well, not straight at all. If I had my beam, and bending moment I is a vector that contains maybe like the value of the bending moment here, should be 0. Like dots, right? And then, let's see, run the second case, you'll get another bending moment I. Maybe the dots are like this. So what you want to do is you want the max case. I would say now just write the part that keeps them like the worst summation of everything, and then maybe if we have some time to screw around with this, we can make a plot that plots all the intermediate ones. It shouldn't be too hard. So really what you need in your loop is every time it runs, you need kind of just a condition that's like it'll be like if the bending moment at I in this loop is greater than the bending moment max at I, then, well, bending moment max is equal to bending moment I. Else, nothing. Just keep going through it. So just a condition like this, so that, and this is for all your stations. So pretty much, bending moment max I, it'll be a vector that contains the max value. So every time you change your positions, you'll have to run this kind of thing, and it'll save it to bending moment max. This is the vector here. So you get my drift, like, so let's say we had this case, well, bending moment max, the first one will be all these black dots. We run the second case and we get these red dots. Well, bending moment max would be the vector, since you'd compare them, would be this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this, oh, what am I doing? It's dumb. Sorry about that, guys. This one, this one, this one, this one. And then let's say you ran a third loop, and then the bending moment dots were like crazy stuff over here, and really shitty over here. Well, then your max one will be this one. Right? This one, this one, this one. And also initialize bending moment. You're gonna get this error if you don't do it. Bending moment that I define this, or else it's gonna try to compare them the first loop, and it's not gonna work. You're gonna get to this. You see what I'm talking about? So this you can set to, like, if you have 20 stations, 2 zeros, 20. That's a vector of 20 zeros. That should help you out a bit. Yeah, so start thinking about that. I know you guys have midterms and labs and stuff like that, so don't worry about it if you don't have time to work on it. But if you want to take a break, do something different. I'm not being very convincing right now. Try to think about it. Maybe code a bit of stuff. And if you have problems, don't be afraid to ask. Glad to help you guys out. So that's it. Like I said, email me if you have any questions.